The Śūraṅgama Sutra, Volume 7, 80. Moreover, measureless numbers of mountain spirits, sea spirits, and all those of the earth, the myriad creatures and entities of water, land, and the air, as well as the king of wind spirits and the gods of the formless heavens, came before the Tathagata, bowed their heads, and said to the Buddha, "We also will protect these cultivators until they attain Bodhi, and will never let any demons have their way with them." Then Vajra Treasury King Bodhisattvas in the Great Assembly, numbering as many as 84,000 nayutas of kotis worth of sand grains in the Ganges, arose from their seats, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, "Bhagavan, the nature of our deeds in cultivation is such that although we have long since accomplished Bodhi, we do not grasp at nirvana, but always accompany those who hold this mantra, rescuing and protecting those in the final age who cultivate samadhi properly. Bhagavan, such people as this, who cultivate their minds and seek proper concentration, whether in the way place or walking about, and even such people who with scattered minds roam and amuse themselves in the villages, will be accomplished and protected by us and our retinue of followers. Although the demon kings and the gods of great comfort will seek to get at them, they will never be able to do so. The smaller ghosts will have to stay 10 yojanas distance from these good people, except for those beings who have decided they want to cultivate jhana. Bhagavan, if such evil demons or their retinues want to harm or disturb these good people, we will smash their heads to smithereens with our Vajra pestles. We will always help these people to accomplish that." Then Ananda arose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, "Now that we who are dull and slow, who are fond of erudition but have not sought to stop the outflows of our minds, have received the Buddha's compassionate instructions, and have attained the proper means to become infused with cultivation, we experience joy in body and mind and obtain tremendous benefit. Bhagavan, for one who cultivates in this way, and is certified as having attained the Buddha's samadhi, but who has not yet reached nirvana, what is meant by the level of dry wisdom? What are the 44 minds? What is the sequence in which one cultivates to reach one's goals? What place must one reach to be said to have entered the grounds? And what is meant by a bodhisattva of equal enlightenment?" Having said this, he made a full prostration, and then the great assembly single-mindedly awaited the sound of the Buddha's compassionate voice as they gazed up unblinkingly with respectful admiration. At that time the Bhagavan praised Ananda, saying, good indeed, that for the sake of the entire great assembly, and those beings in the final age who cultivate samadhi and seek the Mahayana, you ask to have the unsurpassed proper path of cultivation that takes one from the level of an ordinary person to final parinirvana, explained and revealed. Listen attentively, and I will speak about it for you. Ananda and everyone in the assembly placed their palms together, cleansed their minds, and silently waited to receive the teaching. The Buddha said, "Ananda, you should know that the wonderful nature is perfect and bright, apart from all names and attributes. Basically, there is no world, nor are there any beings. Because of falseness, phenomena come into being. Because phenomena come into being, they also cease to be. Even the terms coming into being and ceasing to be are false. When the false ceases to be, that is known as truth. This is called the Tathagata's unsurpassed Bodhi and great nirvana. These names refer to 2 kinds of turning around. Ananda, you now wish to cultivate true samadhi and arrive directly at the Tathagata's parinirvana. First, you should recognize the two upside-down causes of living beings and the world. The non-arising of upside-downness is the Tathagata's true samadhi. Ananda, what is meant by the upside-downness of beings? Ananda, our nature endows the mind with understanding, because the nature itself is the perfection of understanding. By adding understanding, another nature comes into being, and from that false nature views arise. From absolute nothingness comes ultimate existence. All that exists comes about in that way. The cause is not an actual cause. Subjective reliance on objective appearances is basically groundless. Thus, the very basis for the existence of the world and beings is fundamentally unreliable. Confusion about one's basic perfect understanding results in the arising of falseness. Falseness itself is devoid of substance. It is not something which can be relied upon. One may wish to return to the truth, but that wish for the truth is already a falseness. The real nature of true suchness is not a truth that one can seek to return to. By doing so, one misses the mark. What basically does not arise, what basically does not dwell, what basically is not the mind, and what basically are not dharmas come into being, in turn, as they arise more and more strongly. They form the propensity to create karma. Similar karma sets up a mutual stimulus, because of the karma thus generated. There is mutual production and mutual extinction. That is the reason for the upside-downness of beings. Ananda, what is the upside-downness of the world? All that exists and pertains to existence falsely arises in sections and shares. The world is based on that, but this cause is not an actual cause. Everything that is dependent has nothing on which it is dependent, and so it shifts and slides ceaselessly. Because of this, the world of the three periods of time and four directions come into being. Their union and interaction bring about changes, which result in the 12 categories of beings.